Hello, welcome, and thank you so much for being here and being part of this now channeled live Q&A. So GevaAnn and I are opening these oracle sessions where the guides are actually gathering. I can feel them. I can feel my Sirius family around me now, the lion beings, and I'm betting that GevaAnn, you've got something similar. We've been preparing internally rather than discussing what's going to happen with the energies. So the guides it feels like there's some messages they want to bring through. So we'll start by going backwards and forwards and just letting the message that wants to come through in the moment be channeled through whichever one of us wants to speak. And then we're going to open up to Q&A. So if you're here, then bringing your heart-centered questions and reflections is really welcome. Just post them in the comments. If you're watching in the Facebook group, you're going to have to click on the little link to say, yes, my comments can appear. Otherwise, just go right ahead, post them, and we will see them. And normally, I'd start with a little meditation, but I think we're going to dive straight in. And I'll just introduce myself. I'm Lucy Hunter. That's infinityresonance.com, and I work mainly with activating the divine templates in the human blueprint. And GevaAnn, I would say that you work with the divine blueprint of Gaia and help people to mainly Gaia consciousness and elemental consciousness within themselves, in truth. But we each also are open channels, which means we can channel what's the highest source in any one moment, which is what's the most appropriate answer, or what's the most appropriate message that wants to come through in any one moment. But we're also seers and energy workers. So throughout this transmission, every channeling is not just informational, it's encoded with frequencies that land. And those frequencies are packets of energy, that are packets of information, that are packets of encodements. And they always land in a way that's synchronous and divinely aligned for you. We're always invoking your higher self and recommending that you do too, so that you receive what's for you in a way that's most benevolent, loving, appropriate, kind, graceful, and helpful. So here's to the journey, I think. And we're gonna, I don't know, it's an hour and a half probably. I mean, last time we looked at a lot of things. There was the guides from Sirius spoke, Gaia brought through divine messages. There was a lot on sovereignty, and there was a lot on, we also looked at the divine template with twin flames. So, so if you missed last week, then the divine template for twin flames, which certainly came as a surprise to me, as I didn't know there was one. Hey guys, Sandy, lovely to see you back. It's a week after your birthday, but I hope you had a good week celebrating. Hello, Nigel. Lovely that you are here. So, all right. So normally I'd start with meditation, but as I say, I think we're just going straight in. So maybe we want to bring attention to the heart and take a breath. Do what you do to center and ground and come in. We bring attention to the soles of the feet and the heart together. A sensation on the soles of the feet. And take a breath. And let awareness drop from where we're sitting, as though it's dropping all the way through the earth, right to the very heart and center of Gaia. Our birthing place within the planet, no? And the place that roots us here energetically within the planet. So, all right, guys. I'm GevaAnn. I don't know. I'm feeling like I might start off. What do you reckon?
Yeah, you're kicking off. Yeah, you're the one.
All right, guys. If you've just joined us, this is how it goes. The guides have gathered and they've got a few messages to bring through. So we're going to let them bring through what's going to kind of welcome us into the space. And then we're going to open up to questions. I can see an awesome question already posted, so we'll look forward to that. But let's let the guides lead us in, okay? So I can feel my Sirius family with me now. And the hint I got just before was this is something to do with making choices in times of uncertainty. So when we can't see what's around the corner. Okay. So don't worry about the light language. This is just, again, speaking the language of frequency. It can come with light and sound, with movements, with energy transmission, but it's also going to come with a message. You are so welcome here today. We are looking forward to a movement, a moment of embrace, of connectivity, of bringing our frequencies to dance with yours, to meld with yours, and to merge. Not us merging with you, rather our frequencies merging in a shared field where a synergy of what we all bring to this field defines what is created. And this is a synergy made from you who are here right now. And also those who are going to be here. For of course, this is a quantum field. Energy is outside space and time and not anchored always in space and time. So this is why we are always so expressly supporting you staying grounded and embodied and present with your feet, your root, your heart and center, and your sense of the space you're physically in. Why are you open to receive the transmissions? These bring through encodements that are designed to activate the responses to what you're calling for in this moment. So you are, all of you, in a sense, in a constant precipice time. It is as though as you move forward in your political stories, your human stories, your social stories, and your very personal stories, always on a precipice. And the precipice is a precipice of not knowingness, where you cannot see. You cannot see outside of yourselves what is coming to you, what is around the corner for you. And there is a temptation to intensify the looking outwards into the world, to look outwards and to reach and to overreach and to extend the overreaching for informational sources, to give you a sense of certainty of what is coming. What is it going to do? What is the world going to do? What is finance going to do? What is economy and industry going to do? What is the world of everything going to do to you? What are politics going to do? And how is this going to play out? What is the future going to hold? Now, notice the hook that can come in when something promises you an insight into the future. This is definitely going to happen. There will be this, there will be that. You are all going to. There will be a monumental shift. This is going to be a disclosure. There is going to be this happening. There will be a crash. There will be a this. There will. Do you want? You are overfed at the moment with a very loving intentioned sources of information that are responding to a heartfelt need in the collective field for a little certainty, a little advice and guidance, please, on what is going to happen now, what is coming. And of course, you are at a deeper level of yourselves, the part of you who knows that you chose to be here, the part of enabling the world to reset and renew itself in a higher alignment for wholeness, was to live with your feet on the ground in precipice times, where it is absolutely impossible to see what is around the corner. So when you find yourself searching for these promised land lines, these promised futures, just notice, here is a little uncertainty. Here is a part of me that perhaps feels a little unsafe with uncertainty. Now, and one of the things you can do in the first instance is bring compassion to that little part that maybe judges itself for not being okay with uncertainty. You are human. You are divine and multidimensional, and you are human. And to be human means to shake when the world shakes sometimes, not to be immune or impervious or disconnected, but to allow yourself to feel as others around you are also feeling. That is also part of being human, yes? So when you feel that uncertainty, that discomfort with uncertainty, you can bring in a little solace by removing judgment and opening to compassion. And instead of feeding like a hungry ghost on the headlines of the future to assuage that feeling of uncertainty, you can instead feed on that wellspring of compassion that you have and give yourself a little moment, a little embrace, a little holding, a little stroke. It's okay. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to shake. It's okay to not be okay with the uncertainty. Now, for some of you, you are masters with this. You have walked the shores of uncertainty and for many lifetimes, and you know how to do this. Well, your job is to help everybody else who doesn't know yet how to be okay with not knowing. This is it's one of the vital signs of a healthy crisis in consciousness, is this precipice of not knowing. There were a great many things that needed to shift and change, and in order for the shift and change to be as magnificent, as marvelous, and as monumental as was needed, it was vital that vibrationally your ground zero was allowed to shake. The things upon which you relied, the things upon which you were steadfast, were allowed to move like tectonic plates. How does the earth expand and breathe? Well, the plates shift, things move, the ground moves beneath your feet, and things that were certain and secure suddenly aren't. And so the question is, where is security? When there is instability outside, where is security inside? And we know we have had this beautiful experience. Yes, the security inside is when you are centered in your center. You are present in the moment. And you know that in this moment, for this moment, you are enough. You have enough. You have done enough. There is a needlessness of now to be found in the present moment and in the center. And when everything moves, this is where we can go always to be in the stability that does not move, that does not leave. In fact, in moments of instability externally, it becomes much easier to access that internal, rock solid stability. We say rock solid with a little because of course, even in the internal world, nothing is exactly static. Nothing is frozen. Everything is breathing. And yet, even with the breath, even with the moment, the movement, and the flow internally, there is, of course, the center, the stable point, the still point, the silence in the noise, and the stillness in the movement, where spaciousness may be found. And in that spaciousness, you contact the eye who knows, the one who does see around the corner, who actually sees with the eyes of consciousness omnidirectionally, in all directions, through all dimensions, and the physical, the plane of matter, where your body dwells, where you spend most of your time, where you have the major part of your sensory experience living here now. The eye who knows lives in that stability in the center and also has your best interests at heart. Unless these are resisted or contravened or blocked or constricted, or there are patterns running. And of human beings, of course, there is always patterns and constrictions and blocks and divergences. But beyond the story of all of those, the eye who knows itself in the center and sees in all directions has your best interests at heart and knows that whatever the circumstances, grace is possible, benevolence, kindness is possible. But also knows what's for you, what you're for and what is for you in any one moment. So regardless of the moving landscape of uncertainty externally, there is an I within who does know this is what is for you now, and this is what you are for. And there are ways of hearing that I without needing to go into meditation for 3 hours and contact the Om of all. There are ways of listening to this guidance when you are busy, when you are out and about, when you don't have time to stop because your creations demand your attention. And one of the ways of listening to this I is simply to notice excitement. Notice a lifting. Notice a leaning. And notice an expansiveness. When you have a set of choices, in fact, you can call up, when you have a set of choices, you can call up an imaginary multi-choice and give yourself maybe what, 1, 2, 3 options. And then experiment with this. Pick an option and notice, do you lift or do you drop? Do you feel expansive or do you close? Do you lean towards it? Do you lean away from this? Now it's the next dimension of that is to pick a choice and notice, is there energy flowing through me for this? Am I energized for this? And one of the biggest hints for knowing when you're energized for something is excitement runs. Joy is trying to speak to you. Joy, that vital energy of life force, is saying, this is what the energy is running from source through you for this now, all the way into your creation, direct from the all that is, through the vehicle of you, into the creation, whatever it is that you're doing with your hands or feet and your, your body. What are you with right now? And these are the motor skills that you can practice with so that you can train in moments of peace. We speak of this now, for there is, for many of you, if not all of you, I'm afraid, for many of you, this is a moment of peace. And we are speaking of training and attunement. And we will speak of this again because the point of training and attunement is repetition. These are things which you don't just do once, but you repeat. Because if you repeat them, your muscle memory relearns to include your inner oracle whenever you have a decision and a choice to make in life. and you're busy and you can't meditate and you can't go and you can't spend an hour and a half researching all the possible things that may or may not happen and asking the oracle of the internet what the future is going to be. You have to consult your own inner oracle. And the way you prepare yourself for those moments of crisis is through training in times of peace. So this is what we are recommending. It is something we bring to your attention. Maybe you know, maybe you have very different ways of listening to your inner oracle. But these are just a few simple things that can re-impulse you from within so that you know that it doesn't matter what the world brings you. You have within you every resource you could possibly need for any situation that's brought your way. Even if it is a situation that overwhelms, even if it's a situation that has no previous script on how do I manage this, you have this. You've got this. It is within you. And nothing, nobody can take that away. You can get in the way. If you give your attention away, then sure, you can deafen yourself to that voice, of course. Everything about your world is constantly entraining you to do this, to scroll, to give your attention away, out and away, out and away, out and away. And we are simply saying that you can change the direction of your attention. You can reverse the scroll activity there, and you can bring that within into the still point, into the silence. There you are, there you always are. The you sees way beyond any concept of corners. The you who sees it all. Thank you. It was fun bringing through this today. It was real pleasure to touch on this subject. It's very close to our channel's heart, we know. So it was also fun for us because we have been working with her for many, many years in many places, in fact, on these very subjects. So thanks for giving this the space and time. And we hope there's something that can help. This is the point of it all, no? Okay.
Okay.
Hey. Hello.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Right. Where are we?
Navigating these times. Ah. Okay. The Elohim are here. Indeed. It is with great pleasure that we join with you in this forum, this meeting place. Thank you for gathering here. Thank you for inviting us in. As you navigate these times, we would bring to your awareness that you are also creating the new reality that you are also living within. It has been said many times, you are creator beings. And you are remembering this. You are remembering your skill. You have always used your skills. You just forgot that you were doing so. We are here with you at this time to assist you in your creation and in your remembering that you are creators, for we also are creators. In turning your attention within, and asking what is now, you focus in what is creating in this now moment. This is another way of giving you the security and safety that you as humans are very much in need of. For although it can look as though the world is doing to you, you are also doing to the world. So take a breath, turn your awareness inward and ask, what is creating here now? And what is my role in it? This is another practice to use at any moment in your day. Collectively, you are creating this world. Asking what is your role in it enables you to focus more clearly on what is yours to do in any moment. This can be used also in response to external events. What is mine to do in this moment, in this place, with these people? This is a way of empowering yourselves to take the action that you can take and that is called for through you in any moment. Although you may not know the direction, the outcome of any event, you can know the next step. You can know what is yours in the moment. In fact, you can not only can know, you do know. You listen to yourself and you make the movement. Call on us to assist you. Call on all who are gathered to assist you. You do not work alone. You do not act alone. You do not create alone. You are remembering that you are co-creators within the planetary being of Gaia, and that you are creating a new reality for all of you. It is an honor to be present with you in this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you, and a reminder to everyone that while these channels are coming through, stay with your own experience internally, because these channelings aren't just informational. They are bringing, like we say, frequency packets, encodements, and information. So if you just, the mind is listening with the words to the words, and that's normal. But if you can shift your attention to your inner experience, notice the vibrations and sensations in the body, notice emotions that move, thoughts that appear, and the recommendation is to be as the witness to what's moving, welcome everything, bring loving attention to whatever shows up in your field, but stay with your internal experience in this. So just while we were in that field and with that channeling, I could feel someone in the field. Now there's something moving in the solar plexus. Someone has something moving very strongly in the solar plexus, and that's it. Now we're finally naming it. I can actually feel that start to shift because we've named it. We are a synergy of everyone who's come here today, and together we're bringing our combined gifts to help each and all of us, to help everybody. So we are helping each other just by being part of this circle, part of this group, this gathering, call it, wouldn't you? So I love that. I just named that somebody had something going on, and I felt the expansion. I felt a shift. I don't know which of you had something going on in your solar plexus, or even if you're aware of it, but the minute we all get involved, wow, I'm not just feeling the energy shift in that person's solar plexus. I'm also feeling love, expansion, exchange, interchange, and and just a reassurance on that front that when we do gather in energy work together in groups, this group, we set it up so that everyone's higher self is overseeing who gets what gets exchanged. You've got something going on. Hello. Yeah, what gets exchanged. And we only give and receive and exchange that which is in highest alignment and unconditionally loving integrity for each other. So just know that the space is set up for safety, even though we are a synergy of people that we don't even maybe know everyone here in one sense. So yeah, thank you so much, GevaAnn, for bringing in that really beautiful, beautiful message. Thanks to my guides for showing when my lion beings from Sirius show up. I get to feel like I've got family around me. So, oh, hello, or somebody I can't see your name, my love, but okay, you're showing up and you've just gone. Okay, so someone's just saying, yeah, you did. You had something physical going on, did you? I think that was what we're just working with. Let me just check. Yeah, honey, I get that you mentioned you've got something going on, that you went to the doctor to get assistance. It wasn't your solar plexus. It's going on right now. I get we've brought in all the energetic support that can be brought in this group, in this synergy space. It's funny you say that because I was feeling it all the way through GevaAnn's channeling. I was getting this real tight pain in my solar plexus. And you're saying that now, it's like, GevaAnn, do you get there's anything else we can bring in for this person? Oh, wow. Okay, you're not alone. I can't see the name of the person who's saying this, but I do know that you're not alone. Look at this. Okay, Anna's saying your solar plexus has been much calmer. Right, it was been very wobbly since last Thursday.
Aye, well done.
That's you. And that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so any support would be greatly appreciated. So, GevaAnn, is there something else that we can bring in on this? Because I just felt a lot happened, but is there anything else?
I haven't got anything else, no.
Thank you for checking. Yeah, I got that we all just work together there. And the thing is, it's really fast when we work like that. You know,
Exactly.
time through your
Exactly.
channeling, I was feeling it, I was doing some work on it, but the minute I said it out loud, the whole group brings their shared gifts to the field, and what do you know? Work complete. So, hello, beautiful person who has been having things going on in your solar plexus. Energetically, there are new conditions there now. You do have to carry on with the physical path. You do have to carry on with the doctors. You do have to, there's something about doing that itself, actually, which could be helpful because that will heal. Oh, I'm getting that will heal past life story. There's some grief around that, some past life stories around not being cared for by, shall we say, conventional medicine. So now there's grief, there's like the emotional cause at the root of this seems to be moving. Of like, well, I haven't been met and I've been let down before. But actually walking forward and doing what you're doing and following the medical path is, regardless of what you get back from that medical path, allowing the possibility that help could find you through that route is going to bring healing at a past life level. Ooh, and there we go. The minute I say that, the grief starts moving again. There's something of a past life here, isn't there, GevaAnn? It's just, there's so much sadness.
Yeah.
Sounds like it wasn't for yourself, it was for another child. Oh, Lord. So I'm an empath, so I get to help some of this grief move. That's why you're seeing me cry. Okay? Don't worry, I'm not taking it on. But there is past life grief that wants to move, that's connected to this. Doctor's story. Parent of a child. Child wasn't helped by doctors. Conventional medicine might be more appropriate. I can feel a hardening happening as a response to this event. Past life event, it's kind of like a hardening happening around the heart. Well, and a decision being, not a decision being made, but just we're just speaking that out loud, because if I say there's a hardening around the heart, I instantly can feel softening coming in. And the release of a few mind matrix scripts up there of what you can expect, the kind of help you might expect from doctors in the medical profession. It's like, it's okay. There is nowhere that love can't reach you. There is nowhere that the divine can't flow through to you. Can't reach this physical body. It can reach through any avenue in the material world. The divine assistance, the loving assistance, the energetic assistance, but the loving assistance can reach through. to where it's for. And there is a sense of releasing old ideas about, but it can't come this way, and it can't come that way, and it hasn't come that way. And they all come from past stories that aren't true in the moment, or don't need to be true in the moment. They might feel like they are, they might show up like they are, but they don't need to be true in the moment. Yes, okay. Okay, the sadness was what we're connecting. So if you're all right, I'm just going to sit here and say it's scary for me to go into medical situations. I never understood why. You get panic and sadness. Okay, so you found it healing to go and face those fears. I really do think that's what's gonna, this is what the healing is about, going to the doctor. Is like, oh, so it happened to you as a child. So the parent and child I was getting, let's look at this past life as well, that you've had it in this life. You're in panic and sadness during the situation. Yeah, well, that would have been you trying to. So think about past life events, they have a soul origin. They replay out through many past life events, and then if they're not healed, they show up in this life as something, so we can, to give ourselves a chance to get to grips with it once more, and to have another go at. See, we heal these stories when they're stuck from past lives. We can heal them when we have, we face the emotions. Like you said it, you face the fears. When you face the fears, you allow the vibration to be in the field, to rise up in the body. But when you know that you're the one facing it, rather than rising up in the body and taking over and creating mayhem, instead it rises up in the field and it vibrates out and it leaves. And what leaves that way, those old fear vibrations, it leaves for good. It doesn't come back. So it's really brave and healing to be doing that. Who really wants to feel fear, willingly? It's a tough thing to willingly bring yourself to confront. And beyond fear, grief can be even tougher. Sadness can be even tougher to consciously face. Yeah. I'm glad you say you were helped, because I was tuning in and I didn't get that there was a death in the story, but I did get that it wasn't an okay moment. It wasn't an okay experience that was happening. So yeah. All right, my love. So what's here now? Let's have a listen, all of us. That's what's in the field, because this is, although we're talking to you, yeah, I know that you're not the only one having this. Yeah. Okay. So GevaAnn, you won't be able to read that. I'm going to read it as it comes up. I try to be brave. I do cry and feel overwhelmed, but I hope that is still healing. And yeah, of course.
It is indeed.
Yeah. So overwhelm is such a frightening thing to willingly face. It's when we feel like we've lost control, something's taken us over, it's bigger than us. But a very beautiful teacher of mine said to me, overwhelm is when we're breaking through. It's when the stories of the past are leaving, but they're leaving the only way that we would know how to let them. Some stories are so difficult to willingly walk through that we have to manifest something that's so strong for us, it's going to overwhelm us. But in walking through it, it's also going to heal us. We're going to break through that and come out the other side. So yeah, I just trust this process. Really trust this process. You obviously listening to your inner voice. You know what you're doing. You're doing what needs to be done, and placing your healing as the top priority means that you're also being that inner parent to the one who originally had this first instance, who did have fear, who was in panic, who was in overwhelm then. You're bringing in the support to that one too, and this will leave your system. Okay, it will leave your system totally. And what you're doing now is going to help that. So thank you to everyone else who has been helping this and just bringing our gifts to the field to help that move. So I'm going to move on now. And Anne, thank you, because I know your presence here in the field and with what's going on in the solar plexus has been really part of the healing happening now. So, hello, Michelle. Lovely. Yes, we'd love to. And Sandy, I want to, because you were straight away there with a beautiful question. So, before we move on to that, GevaAnn, is there anything you're getting?
There's something else first, lovely, before we get to questions.
Okay. They're just staying with their own experience, internal experience, while receive what comes through from the guides.
So thank you. Thank you for gathering and for inviting us in. We speak collectively, we are dragonkind. We come to support your creation in this moment in time, for you are indeed creating at this moment. You are responding to the energies in the field, and you are creating in the moment. Supporting each other is part of this creating. As our friends, the Elohim said, you do not create alone. So although you have identified a healing experience, it is also a creation experience. For as you release something, you come into a new alignment and receive more that you are creating with. And in the instances of healing, you are then able to create anew within your physical body, not by magic, but by the energetic process of allowing what has been stuck to move out of your body, out of your field, and allowing the new in. This is the healing process, but it is a creating process. You are all recreating your bodies at this time. You are always all recreating your bodies, but at this time specifically, you are remembering that you do this. and that you can allow a reconfiguration within the physical body, just as you do within the energy field. It is not instantaneous, for this would create too much trauma for this physicality that you are also. But it is underway. There are many of you who are noticing that you do not age in the ways that you once were familiar with. You may not be aware that this is a choice that you have made. And your body is responding to this choice. You are, every single one of you, magical beings. And you are remembering this aspect of your creating. We are creators within Gaia, assisting her with her physical changes at this time. You live within Gaia. You are part of her. So we assist you also in your physical changes. For you are not separate. Thank you for inviting us to your gathering. It is an honor to be of service.
Mm. Go on. Just checking. So what I'm really aware of through the channeling was if I stay with my internal experience while you're bringing that through, I get to work directly in the moment with what the guide's talking about. So they were bringing in information about well, the shift in the aging process is a different template for how we, different script for how we age, and also the healthy cellular, well, the healthy regeneration is my language for it, but the fact that you can bring in, you can work with your body consciously. And what I was aware of throughout the channeling was if I stayed with my experience internally, then the guides are helping me directly in that moment work with those principles. So I think that's the invitation. I mean, if you go back and listen to this again, or if you're still in the moment, and why we say stay in your internal experience, come out of the words and be with the frequencies, because there's an opportunity to work with, to get direct help from the guides while they're bringing that message in with what they're talking about, which in this instance is, people call it reverse aging, and I'm like, God, that's wrong in so many ways, but okay, it gets the message across. Engineering mentality, I can't help but pick holes in them. It's got to be accurate. It's got to be accurate. What's actually happening? We're not going backwards. So yeah. Right. Thank you so much, GevaAnn. That was beautiful to bring in the dragon energy as well.
Yeah.
And the primal forces of creation nested within Gaia, connecting us to our elements and the raw elements. There's a lot on there, those raw elements, and how there is something on that. There's something came through just today on this, and it was this, the oneness of being, I'll touch on this a bit, to being the infinite, and being the element of air, and being the I who breathes that element into their whole being. This came through for every element. I'm not going to go through it now in depth, but there's something beautiful happening right now in the collective field, where, and no wonder the dragons are here with us for this, because it's where there's a realization, an infinity realization of oneness in the core primal elemental forces that aren't just in the earth. They are us, we are them. We are birthed within these, we are of them. And there's this sense of, just call up an element now, call up the element of air, and see yourself as floating within that element of air. And we are the ones floating. And are we also the air element that we're floating within? Are we also that infinity? We can switch. We can shift between being the one floating, being the space this one is floating within. Just very lightly. Not trying to achieve anything, understand it, get anywhere with this. But just touching down in something right now that's opening up in the collective field, in our human blueprint. Just stay with your experience for a moment. Okay. And just touching down now, feet on ground. Jacob, maybe feet on ground, feet in the room. Keep ourselves anchored in our awareness of the physical space we're in, because we are opening here to the infinity aspects of the self, the limitlessness of being. And we can always do that and stay anchored here now. Okay, I'm back in the room. All right, so we do, because when we do these oracle sessions, we're also taking readings from the collective blueprint, the collective field, and we're going to touch down in some of those initiations that are happening now. So when we do something like that, that's all we're really doing, is we're just touching down connecting with what's activating now. So, right, guys. And you are so welcome. Thank you so much for bringing that.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay. Right, I think questions now.
Okay.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Or is there my God, we have been talking for sorry, everyone, we've been talking for an hour. How is that even possible? Oh, I just felt like 20 minutes. What? Right, okay, sorry, Sandy, you put that question up about an hour ago. I can't believe what has happened to time. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to read this out, GevaAnn, because you won't be able to read it. So I'm going to read this out, and then we'll just see which of us gets something coming through on this. Okay? And Sandy, thank you for waiting. All right. So Sandy says, grateful for any messages from my guides about the changes happening with the new job I'm starting. 29th of August. I'd also like to share that I get really scared at times. You've got almost a week left at your job and you haven't yet figured out what's going on with a man that you like there and that you think you can surrender this to the universe. So Sandy, if you're still with us, let's see what comes through on this love. Okay. I got words coming straight away.
You go
Go
for it.
act. Do something about this. This is your excitement. This is your passion showing up as excitement, wearing the cloak of love. Take loving action. Do something small. No matter how small, it will be an act of extreme bravery on your part. And your bravery is going to ignite what wants to be ignited. Do something. Take action. Do a tiny thing. And let yourself shake and be afraid. Let yourself vibrate with that fear. Let it rise up in the body as a vibration and celebrate when this does, because you will know when you feel that fear that something that has been locked away in you, hidden, affecting everything, keeping you a little bit small, keeping you a little bit tight, keeping you a little bit in on yourself. Something that was there affecting everything from behind the scenes has opened up and been allowed to take shape, express itself a little bit, yes, and move out of your field. For who wants to live with those hidden parcels of fear keeping us from doing what's for us moment to moment? No. Take the tiniest action, and that will release a lot of fear. Celebrate that fear, for it will be leaving. It is leaving right now as we are pointing to this. We can see that it is leaving. It wants to leave. And behind that fear, there might be another wave of fear. So take another slightly larger action. It's not going to feel totally comfortable, but you can do this. Don't overthink it. Your mind is really going to get in the way because the mind is already overtaxed. Here is fear getting in the way of love taking an action, a simple, easy, kind action. And the job of the mind is to protect you from feeling fear. So if you think about this too much, if you think about what action to take too much, it's hard. It's just harder. It doesn't matter. Don't then beat yourself up, of course, for thinking too much. It's a little harder. So we suggest that you listen to the whisper of, I could just, when those thoughts come in the moment, I could just go over and do this. Sometimes it is a lot easier to do a small thing than it is to think you've got to go to somebody and say something. When you say something, your mind is busy. It's got to work out what's the perfect thing to say. If I don't say the perfect thing, he might not react in the perfect way, and then it'll all go wrong, and my entire future will be ruined because I didn't say the right thing. You see how the mind comes up and just creates so many fences. Well, the heart is a lot simpler, and the body even more so. You can do a tiny thing, a gesture, and then retreat to your, not retreat, but be with that fear. Do you know, we would say he is not the important one, the fear of acting on love when it speaks to you. That is the elephant in the room that cannot be ignored, that will trample over everything if it is not herded to where it ought to be. Okay? The fear. Love is in the room. Here you are. Do something small, beloved. Just, it's okay. And remind yourself that it can't go wrong. If he's for you, doing the wrong thing won't stop that, won't get in the way, won't muss things up. And if he's not, doing the wrong thing's a bloody blessing. Because there you go, you don't have to deal with something that would have been a waste of time. But it's not the wrong thing. It can't be the wrong thing. Do you see? You can't get this wrong. You really can't get this wrong. You're all right. On the other side of that fear is that there's fun to be had. All manner. With other people. With other things in life. Your future. There is fun waiting for you on the other side of fear. We promise. Don't let this go by, because it's not somebody else that you're letting go by, it's you. And you are. What's more precious? Life is showing up for you in the moment. It brings gifts every moment. And you are not small. So don't act it. No need. You unlocking your bravery, for this, your courage for this, your lie in the heart for this. It opens other gateways, not just in love. It opens gateways in work. It opens gateways in creativity. It opens gateways in friendships and social opportunities. It opens all these other gateways. So think of it as a platform for breaking free from a limitation, becoming the more expansive version of you, and it not mattering. This is a tough one. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but it not mattering. I want to say that the outcome, but we can't say that, so we're not. But that you're going to be okay whatever happens. There will be another day. There will be another opportunity. Nothing is going away. So they're kind of showing, they're giving me an image of you kind of frozen in a block of ice and just saying that's really not you. That's not who you are. The tiny part that wants to thaw and melt here. There we go. Now it's saying that out loud. Something is obviously moving. So, Sandy, if you're listening, I'm going to encourage you to loosen the body a little bit, very gently. It's going to unlock some of those tighter feelings, those bits that were constricted. Just stay with this for a moment. GevaAnn, what are you getting on this? Is there anything coming in from your end?
Whatever the outcome is, it is always for your highest good. Whatever it looks like from where you're sitting, it is always for your highest good. And you are held in love through any process. Well done.
Ah, still feeling things move around this.
Mm.
What was lovely is when the emotions move, and fear's kind of in the emotional vibrational range, the mind matrices can shift, and they automatically do. So you don't have to then go and consciously work on your beliefs. You shift the emotions, and the mind matrix. I get this over and again with clients, is that the mind matrices will automatically start to unravel the beliefs, the expectations connected to the past, to that old plan, to that stuck belief or that body trauma that wasn't healed. You heal the vibration in the body, in the heart, and the mind gets to take care of itself. And then you get to find out what your new beliefs are, what your new expectations are. They come and reveal themselves. So it's quite fun for me because I'm empathic. I feel a lot of things physically. So when somebody else's mind matrices are moving, I actually feel it physically around the head. I actually get physical sensations that accompany what's going on. And this is what we're getting now. Just Sandy, thank you for staying with it. All right. GevaAnn, it feels like there's just something that could do with a bit of energetic support around the mind. Having said that they take care of themselves, there's something still wants to just, can we bring in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, yay.
That's better. It's always better. Right. Okay. Shonahenya. Oh, there you go. Right. Oh, welcome, Sandy. Thank you for staying with it. It's been really, really fun to just to allow things to move and shift around this. I've got a feeling of excitement around this now. I want to hear your update. I want to know what happens. So keep us no pressure. I won't be picking up on you. There is news. Don't keep it to yourself. All right. Oh, and it's just there's a lot of energy of celebration for you. I'm getting kind of like very heartwarming, compassionate well dones to you from the guides. Like they're understanding what a big deal this is, that it's not small, but they're kind of like, it's all right, we've got you, we're looking after you, and we're amazed with you right now. That's what I'm getting from your support teams. Beautiful. And I'm going to ask you to explain that comment at some point. I want to know more. Anne's just said unicorns. It's like, come on, can't just leave me with that. I need more. Oh, Jana, hello, gorgeous. Good to see you. Thank you for sitting in with this. Yeah, we long one. We've got an hour before we started opening to questions today. There was energy healings and things to happen. Yeah, do definitely do keep us updated, Sandy. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
have we still got Michelle, have we still got you with us? I just want to know if you want that support still. Send us a hello if you're still here, and we can always. And then I think we're going to have time for maybe 2 questions more before we. What do you think, GevaAnn? It feels like we've got.
I'm aware that there is someone who wants to speak when we've done it at the end. So they've said no, it's okay. We're speaking. We're finishing. We want to speak at the end.
Right, oh, welcome to the floor at the end. Thank you very much for coming in. Oh, so Anna's just saying about the unicorns that they popped in, said hello, good for shifting old energy, old thoughts, and bringing a fun energy. Oh, thank you, Anne. That is gorgeous.
Oh, that's great.
You always bring something amazing. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Think of them.
Back at you, Anne. Absolutely. Right. So, question. Jan, I haven't heard back from, where are we, Michelle. So, Jana, love, I'm going to read this out if that's okay. So, let's take a breath all, recenter, and let this be in the field now. How do I let go and yet stay rooted without clinging? Are the roots going to still be there when I let go? Question, thank you. GevaAnn, feels like you are possibly.
Yeah.
Feel it. Yeah, go for it.
You are a tree. Your roots are deep in the ground. There are leaves on your tree. And some of them, are ready to fall, to let go and fall to the ground. Do you take your roots up to enable that to happen? No. Let go of those leaves that are ready to go. Even let go of those dead twigs, and your roots will dig down deeper. Mother Gaia is holding you. She welcomes your roots deep into her. Deep, deep. For the deeper your roots, the stabler you will be. And she will not need to worry about you, for she'll know that you are solid and held. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of what is ready to recycle, to compost. And let your roots dig deeper down. Nice.
That's lovely. I always wish we'd done that earlier on because I just felt myself dropping really deep there. So much. while it's coming through, it's getting that sense of, how the boughs move in the wind, branches move in the wind, the whole trunk can move in the wind. But it's still solid when it's rooted.
It's not just that it's more solid rooted. With that buffeting of the wind, with the movement of the wind, the tree in the wind, it actually makes it a stronger tree. It makes it stronger rooting in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Jana, thank you. She says, "Oh, thank you. I had goosebumps listening. Very intense. So very relieved."
Good.
Thank you for asking that question. I got a lot listening to that channeling. I needed that.
Okay.
The intergalactic. So Anne's got a message from Dreamtime. She's just remembered. The Intergalactic Federation are coming. Do you know when these people say they're coming, it sounds ominous. When they say they're coming, it sounds exciting. So I'm on board with that. So
great.
On another date we want to go into that, but we're not. It's not what we're doing here. Something is cooking. I can feel it.
It'll come in divine timing. When it's right, it will be something we talk about.
But there is something here now, isn't there, GevaAnn? These are the guides.
Apparently. Yeah.
What you were talking about. Okay. So yeah. Again, I just invite everyone, those little reminders, stay with your internal experience. Whatever the message the guides are bringing through is a chance to work directly with the guides internally on what they're speaking to. So let the mind let go a little bit and stay with your internal experience, and it's an opportunity to play.
We are Andromeda. We visit with you at this time, for there are family gathered here. Thank you for your welcome. We are indeed visiting with you more frequently. For we are assisting with new technology. We come to you at this time because you are able to hold stable yourselves within Gaia. As you hold yourselves stable within Gaia, you emit a harmonious frequency with her that not only supports her, but supports new creations that you are bringing into form so that they are also in harmony with Gaia. The more harmonious you are, the more your creations are harmonious, particularly at this time with your planet. We would suggest that if there is fear arising of the new technologies that are currently creating, that you put down your roots, spread them wide. Remember that you are one with your planet and that you are in a harmonious relationship with all. This will assist you in releasing fear of your creations and will infuse those creations with the frequencies of love and harmony that are required for them to also be at one with you and your planet. You have a long history of new creations bringing new problems, distractions. And so you are fearful of them. We ask that you set down this fear and entertain the possibility that you can create in harmony with life, that your creations can support you in love, in expansion, in life and health for all who are dwelling within Gaia and beyond.
Definitely receiving a lot here. Guys, I think this is an informational transmission that's reaching us. So just set the intention to receive and we'll unpack it later.
Mm.
It's like they're showing us the blueprints for the new technology and the paradigms and the premise so that we can see what's going into what's going into the new technological creations at a blueprint level, so we can understand how it's possible. So part of us that understands all this stuff that's being transmitted now multidimensionally can understand at the same time how it's possible for these new technologies to be harmonized and to be in harmony with us, with our own field of frequencies. Because of course they're going to be using electromagnetic frequencies, crystal electric frequencies, going to be generated all kinds of transmissions and emissions. And we've just learned, like you say, that emissions are bad, okay? And it's not true. It's not the emissions are bad, it's how they interact with our own field of frequencies. Now, not only is that something that we can always requalify, we can compensate for toxic emissions, but what they're saying and what I'm getting from the download that's coming through from the Andromedans at the moment is a whole set of blueprints which is demonstrating how we're on a trajectory of our technological inventions not being perfect, but on a trajectory towards greater harmonization in what they're emitting with our own fields of frequencies and with the fields of frequencies of natural life within Mother Earth. So the patterns of the birds and the bees and the weather currents and the blades of grass, how a plant grows, everything has rhythms and patterns. The rhythms and patterns of all of nature, including all of us, are utterly connected to the emissions that are generated within our own field. We are transmitters, we're emitters, we're always transmitting in a field of electromagnetic and crystal electric frequencies and God, so much more. And we're generators. Now, what I'm being shown is as we get over our own guilt, grief, shame, fear, fury, anger, and disheartenment that's gone into creating those expectations that, oh, new technology is going to be harmful, as we heal that within ourselves, we accelerate, we shift the trajectory towards harmonious technology like this. It goes like this. We create an upward curve. And it is healing our own expectations. Now, one of the beautiful things we can use for that is we can look to where harmonious technological creations are already coming in. So we can look at the real new age technologies, which are already using principles that maybe some of us can understand. Like I saw something for Sensate the other day, but if you look to, there was plenty of places and there are ambassadors for these technologies, which are kind of, they're using templates from Lemurian times and people who've remembered their past in the ancient Egypt, not Egyptian so much, but Lemurian technologies, and who are already recreating exciting new stuff. That's not mainstream technology as such, but if we look to where this is already existing, we can quiet that part of the mind that is always telling us, see, look, they've done it again. See, look, they've done it again. So they're going to keep doing it. And when we heal our expectations, like I say, they're giving us, what I'm getting from the Andromedans is that upward trajectory of great. There's a lot of new inventions, a lot of new technologies, a lot of new innovation. I've been telling you this for decades, that the climate of human consciousness is what governs the speed at which you guys can integrate these in your conventional technologies. You've got to heal your expectations within. So yeah, that's the I got from that. Okay.
Well, thank you.
You talk about technology that it's going to bring stuff through. Maybe we can go next time we meet. All right, can we open up to technology? I mean, when the serious guides have so much to say about technology and consciousness. The Andromedans that are here with us now have just kicked it off, and I'm like, you spoke at the end. That means we can't just open out this now. So we'll take it forward. We'll take it into the next one. All right. So anyone else gets excited by it, then take it into the next one. That's my request to the guides and to all of us. All right. We've got one last question coming. We are going to have to switch it off soon. Though, what have we got? John, beautiful. Thank you so much. For me to in the field and being. All right. Thank you for these delightful transmissions. Could the need for staying grounded show itself through foot injuries? GevaAnn, you get this one. You know you do. You join. This is just wonderful.
Okay. I thought you were going to talk on it, given what's been going on. Yes and no. Foot injuries will show up for So bring your awareness to where there are blocks in your grounding, specifically your grounding with Gaia, with earth, with physicality, in that realm. We ground in every direction, in every realm. It's not just a straight down through our feet, but when it is our feet that are giving us problems, it is because of our, it's bringing to our awareness problems with our connection with the planet. So that there are old wounds, old recordings, old patterns, all sorts of things that are showing up in the feet because we are now increasing our connection with our planet at the physical level. So yes, it is about grounding, but it's also to do with your connection, basically connection with humanity. Oh, apparently humanity as well, with physicality, which is humanity, physicality, and the planet.
There's a lot on embodiment. So yeah, embodiment is an aspect of physicality, it's an aspect of grounding this, and I'm getting, John, when you talk, I'm getting it's a heart pain connected to embodiment, connected to a trauma, connected to another life, other lives. You cleared it, mostly cleared it from your soul story. So it's like it's something whether you pull the roots out, but there's some residual, there's something residual if it's you or it's for someone else you're asking for. I know you look after a lot of people, but it's too, yeah, it's the residuals, the harmonics of heart trauma from the residuals of 2 other lifetimes, and it's connected to embodiment. But what area, for goodness sake? I mean, there's so many different areas of embodiment. Emotional, affectionate, parental emotions. So it's an embodiment relationship connected to parental emotions to do with parental affection, not love, affection, and not demonstrativeness, specifically affection. Oh, and a kind of sadness, a bereftness. Something was missing in the parental, in the spectrum of parental affection that the body is usually has as its, this is the physical experience of oneness to the body, is the parental affection. It's just one element of the unconditional love of the divine reaching the child through the parents. And there is a sort of sadness of bereftness, and there's an age at which it was missing. It's not child, not baby, it's fetal, actually fetal. Okay, so that's how the mother body and the father body, because the father body is in relation to the fetus, it's not just the mother body. Emotion, how they're emotionally reaching, expressing to the fetus in the womb. That's one life, it's not both lives. It's like it's this life and another life. And then there's another story, which is again parental, but I'm going to go back to the solar plexus where we started. Of not being empowered. My embodiment, it's about being grounded, not being empowered. So the body not being empowered. It's like not being able to ground because it wasn't empowered. What wasn't empowered? The child wasn't empowered. To do what they're good at, what they really wanted to do. They're always disempowered from doing what they really wanted to do, and it's affecting the grounding connection. Oh, and now we mentioned that there's a bit of sadness there. It's very, very old. It's like it's another life. showing up a bit in this one, maybe for this person. So yeah, those are the details that come on that. I don't know if that gives you something to work with. And just naming it sometimes can help, because as I say, we're in a shared field, but you might also want to take some of those things into the heart and set the intention to listen to what wants to come up, what wants to show itself, because you don't always need the story and you don't always need the details, but if you can go into the heart and ask, all right, here I'm listening, what wants to show itself of this, so that it can clear. Oof. And as we say that right now, it's very strange, but I'm feeling a grounded release of emotions. I've never said those words in that way before, but a very grounded release of emotions. So this is a good sign. John, it feels like you're sat with this. Yeah, okay. Okay, and I think we leave you with that. And hello from India, Chinmay, beautiful wave.
Hey.
All right.
Hi.
So is there anything else? I think if GevaAnn, what do you reckon? It feels like we're closing down.
We're closing down, yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say to Jana, I think there might be something for you in the first channeling on this live when it came through. You might want to go back and watch the first channeling. Just, I don't know, just tune in if you do. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. Well, I've got the intention that next time we meet and do this, we're going to look at technology in consciousness and hear more from Andromeda, more from the guys from Sirius, and see where we go. But that's my request. Okay. Definitely will do.
That'll be fun.
It's
yeah.
Wednesday. Are we doing it? Oh, awesome, Janet. Thank you. Are we doing it 1 week, 2 weeks from now, GevaAnn? What do you reckon? Are we actually going to schedule this and go live?
Apparently, yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 weeks from now, same time on a Wednesday, we're going to go live again, guys, and do this again. And thank you so much for being part of the field, for bringing your amazing energy and gifts. Like, look at what can move for all of us when we get together like this. I am in love with it. Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. Hey, thanks. I'm just gonna, yeah. All right. So questions, just know that GevaAnn and I are here for one-to-ones. If you want your own channeled Q&A with the guides, or if you want to do deep transformational energy work, or a combination of the two, then we're here. Get in touch with us. That's what we do. Otherwise, see you back here in a fortnight.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Over and out.